Maybe early in the season they might have surprised some people, but I don't think they're surprising anybody anymore. They're a very good team. They've obviously got great goaltending in Canada, and they've done a much better job in the last 3 or 4 years in recruiting. And Mark's brought in a system that they obviously have really bought into, and he's got them playing it extremely well. And they've got talent. They get scoring, and they're getting balanced scoring. They're big, they're strong, so they're a legitimate team that's contending for the top spot in home ice in Hockey East.
Well, what's the biggest reason they're doing what they're doing as opposed to previous year? Is it the talent level?
I believe it's the talent level. I mean, but it starts in goal. But they've improved their recruiting, talent level. You know, I know when Chris was there before Mark, I mean, he had some guys here and there, but they've now completed it. I think they've got balance. They've got goaltending. So they're a real good team.
They're scoring like they've never scored before.
They're scoring. I mean, they put up some big numbers against some good teams. And anytime when you play them there, it's even harder to play them. But they play a very controlled, aggressive, trapping forecheck, and it's tough to get through. They play it very, very well.
And they're similar to you guys in that they ride Canada. I mean,
Well, Canada's been, he makes key saves for them at the key time, and he's their goalie.
Right. Right.
But he's, he was good. He's been good. He's been around, so he's been their guy. I think they probably split him a little bit more last year. I forget what the stats were last year, but who was the kid that he split with last year? I think they split last year. Maybe it was the year before. But Canada he's a very good goaltender. He's a local kid out of Wakefield, Mass. He played out in the national program. They got him committed early, and it's been very good for him.
Does what they did Saturday night, coming off a huge weekend against Maine for you guys, what they did with that 11-2 win, ensure that you guys just make sure that you're focused?
Well, I think we were focused. Whether they won that game 4-2,
sure.
They've been playing extremely well, and what they've done, they've won the series against BC. They've won the series against, I believe, BU, if I'm not mistaken. They've had a pretty good season. They're ranked nationally and the power ratings, top of our league. So everybody's taking notice. It's not like we have to go to Merrimack and play that.
Do you guys have any wager along the way who's going to get there first?
No, not really. I probably maybe should have had it before Paul, but didn't turn out that way. So, but it's not a big deal. I mean, we had a huge weekend last weekend, and we're just trying to focus on Merrimack this weekend.
I would have thought somebody was crazy if they told you a weekend against Merrimack was going to be bigger than Maine, but it seems that way, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're ranked 9th now, and I think we talked about they've won series this year with Maine, BC, BU. So I mean, they're playing great hockey, and they're playing even better hockey at home. So we really have to capitalize Friday night, and then we have to go steal one down there on Saturday.
You've written these home series. In this in particular, you prefer to be playing the first game here?
You know what? I don't think it really matters. It's always nice to play home on a Saturday, but the last few weekends we've been getting a good crowd on Friday anyway, so I don't think it matters. I think if we can build off a nice home win on Friday, and I think we can take that momentum and go into their rink on Saturday and hopefully take another one from them. I don't know. I don't even know if they've lost on their home rink this year yet, but I know last year was something crazy, like they lost one time maybe. So it's definitely, we know how tough it is going to be down there, but we definitely can't look past Friday because obviously they've been putting the puck in the net. So I don't think it matters where they play right now. They're on fire, and we're definitely going to have to play a complete game. And sometimes maybe over the weekend we really didn't do that at times, even though we got lucky on Saturday maybe even Friday with a few of those empty nets that Nyquist missed and everything. So I think we're just trying to focus on bearing down in the D zone. Maddie, keep playing solid, and then getting contributions from everyone like we're doing right now, and I think we'll be okay.
What specifically challenges does Merrimack present? A little different style than Maine. They're probably not going to want to go flying up and down with you guys. What's the difference?
I think it's going to be harder for them to play the game that they want to play on our rink, and very easy for them to play the game they want to play on their rink. So I think they're going to have to adjust to our big rink on Friday, and then we're going to have to adjust to their game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, the last few years, they've been pretty effective at our rink as well, doing what they do. They definitely I don't think, at least, want to play a run and gun game here, but at the same time they have enough skilled guys up front where they could. So I mean, it's definitely it's going to depend on how it goes.
Kind of surprising that a weekend with Merrimack is just as huge, right?
It is, yeah. They've been getting better every year since I've been here, and right now they're playing awesome. I know last weekend they had a huge win, and the offense is clicking. They got a great goalie. They're deep, all four lines, and we know that it's going to be a huge weekend for nationally and for hockey, so we're ready to go here.
Another tight game. It was 0-0 going into the third period back in November. They play a defensive style, I realize, but coming off the weekend against Maine where it was back and forth, was it a little bit tighter this weekend?
It's been so long since we've played them. I mean, I don't remember. I remember actually as a team not playing that well when we played them. We had to pull it out late, and I think they outshot us. But yeah, I mean, we're ready for that. We know that they're going to play, try to clog it up in the neutral zone and play a bit of a defensive game. But I think this year more than others, they have the offensive ability to open it up a bit. And obviously, they did that last weekend, scoring 11 goals in one game. It's ridiculous. So, it could be up and down, or it could be a defensive game. We know that it's going to be a real tough game either way. So.
How important is this weekend for you guys? You're going to make up in the overall big picture, you're going to make up the game in hand you have with BC. How important is it that you guys take advantage of the opportunity to maybe open up a little daylight here?
I mean, it's huge. Points are huge at this point of the season. I think Merrimack overall has the exact same record that we do, so nationally it's going to be huge. Hockey East, like you said, we're picking up that game that we have in hand on BC, and they've been playing really well right now. We certainly don't want to give them any room to jump in front of us. So the points are going to be huge, and it's going to be a real big weekend for sure.
Not a lot of chinks in your armor this year, but penalty kill has been a little bit of a question mark. How important is that going to be to kind of fix that a little bit as we get down the stretch and into the playoffs?
It's one of those things where sometimes you can be doing the right things in the penalty kill, and sometimes the power play makes plays. That's the way it is, and I think that's been kind of the story this year. I don't think there's anything wrong with the penalty kill or anything we're really going to drastically change up. I know last weekend we played Maine, Nyquist, and those guys are making really nice plays to the back door and things like that. And sometimes there's nothing you can do do to stop that other than stay out of the box. So moving forward, I think we're going to continue working hard, and hopefully the percentages will come up with hard work.